All right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 1094 on this beautiful Monday evening. It was a great way to start off the week with a free study, a free study. We do a lot on the paid. Today you missed out if you were not on. We were starting off the month doing a lot of how to get this thing going, how to make it happen. What did you mainly cover today in the Kona?
I covered reducing your dang it's.
Reducing the dang it. Do everybody know what a dang it is? You're taking a quiz. Some of you have it with not a dang it, but maybe it starts with an F. Maybe oh darn it, an oh funky. Anyways, you all know what I mean when you're taking the quiz and you're like, how did I miss that? How did I get that wrong? Why did I choose that one? I knew the answer was B, but I chose D. Well, anyways, Brandy went over that today. It was a great one. We're gonna have the replay out Wednesday morning. So if you missed it, it'll be out on Wednesday morning. Look for that drop. But you could have been anywhere else. You decided to be here. And thank you for being here tonight. We are talking about tonight. My name is Andy. I am the guy that runs the back office over here at KonaButterflyz. But you're not here for my Dodger hat nor my talking. You're here for Brandy. She's got her Series 6, 63, 26, 65, and her Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach you all things you need to know. So that way you too can get a pass notice. And tonight, we're going to be looking at the keywords.
Yes.
One of the main things that we do different here at Kona, and everybody always asks, so what's the main thing? Look,
So many.
there's like, yeah, there's a lot, but let me just dial it into what I think is like one of the main things. You can get content, sure, and a lot of different places have it, right? A lot of people read it to you, as I call it. It's like the live audible. We're gonna go over chapter 1, unit 1, whatever function, whatever, and we all want you to crack your book open and let's read it together and take notes together. And they do that over a series of like what 6, 8, 9 weeks, maybe a weekend, whatever, however they do it. And it's pretty much someone else's book that they didn't write, and they just read it out loud. And then they get through the information, and then they say, go take a quiz. And then you go take a quiz, and you're like, well, that ain't fresh, that ain't cool, that ain't whatever you say, right? That ain't happening. And then you go to the next unit, chapter, section, whatever they do. And then you go over 8, 9 weeks of this, right? And then by the time you get to the end of it, they all go take a big long exam with all the units and every function, unit, section, area, whatever they call it. And what are you going to get, right? And then you realize you go through that little exam, that mastery practice, whatever they call it, right? And then you go, I don't remember any of that. I don't remember unit 1. That was 6, 4, or 5 weeks ago, or maybe it was the first hour of the boot camp I was at that was 32 hours long on Friday to Sunday, and I've had about 9 to 10 Red Bulls since then, and probably 4 hours of sleep. I don't remember any of this stuff, right? Or maybe you slept through the whole thing. And the problem is some of that content went over your head anyway because it was way over explained, or it's super complicated because you don't live in that world. It's not part of your thing. Or just maybe English is not your first language. Maybe you're trying to figure out what they said like an hour in because they use some words that you don't even recognize, right? You're like, dude, I don't know what that is. Hold on, let me slow down. Look at my English to Spanish dictionary here. And they have already moved on. And you're already feeling behind. And look, all of that can be very, very daunting. Very, very, what do I want to say?
Overwhelming, frustrating.
Overwhelming, frustrating, complicate, like making you feel like, I don't know if I can do this. It makes you question it. You're like, wait a minute, I know I can do this. I know I can, but I don't know that I can with this way. And then steps in Kona. And even if you do understand English and you have you've gone through the information, what have you, you get to that quizzing part and you see the content, and then you see the quiz questions, and then you see the content, and then you see the questions, and then you look at the content, and then you look at the questions, and you're like, why are these not matching up? Why does this not look like that? This is supposed to be a question on options, and I'm looking over here and I'm looking over there, and none of that makes sense to me whatsoever. How are they asking me about it? I don't even know. Isn't wait, why are they using call for something else and then they use call for something else on a different quiz question? Why is everything so confusing to me? Then steps in Kona. And one of the things we do here is we take that confusion. One, Brandy explains it in the most simplest terms because that's how she likes to put that in her brain. That's how most of us like to have it in our brain. Simple. Take those complicated words, make it simple for me. Just tell me what I need to know. There's the book that we have, and it's available. And we're going to put the QR code up in a minute, and we're going to have all the links. Guess what? It has it simplified. And tonight we're going to use some of that simplification in the keywords that we're going to do, the keyword associations. We do this on all throughout the week, really, honestly, through the free Studying Brew, but we also do it through all of our live masteries, all of the exam masteries, all the live sessions during the morning and afternoon that people ask me about with the content and everything. No, bro, you learn the content on your own time and on hour, on your drive to your appointment, whatever, that you can do anytime. Those live sessions are special. Those are the ones where Brandy's going to take that, where that part where I did the volleyball of thought. That's the content. That's the question. That's the content. That's where Brandy gets in there and shows you how to connect the two, bridges it over in those live sessions. So that way, how the content is being used to ask you questions and possibly how you'll see it on the exam and possibly how to decode it. Almost like a decoder ring, right? Like when you see this, look for this answer. Look for the way they put this here. So that way you can get it correct. Because in the end, I think more than anything, I know that all these different preparation people, all these people that have all these exam preparation stuff, they all want you to pass, of course. Nobody doesn't want you to pass. But we focus on just passing the dang exam. Will you know in depth on how to trade options? I ain't gonna lie to you, no. Will you know in depth on how? I don't know. What's another good one?
To do a new issue of securities.
What? No, you won't. Will you know how to get an options question correct? Will you know how to get what was it called?
Registration.
Will you know how to do that?
Yes.
Get a question, one of those questions right. Yes. And do you know what you do when you get enough of those answers right? You get a pass notice and then you move on. And that's what we're focused on, getting the questions right so we can get what equals a pass notice so we can move on and go to the next and go to the next. And we stack pass notices. We stack them because we know this is a program, this is a system set up to not just pass one exam. We've got to pass, most of you have to pass multiple exams. You have to pass, let's just say if you're in Primerica, you got to pass the SIE, the 6, and the 63 just to do some securities business. 26, if you gotta or you want to open up your own office, you want to be your own person, you want to be the man or the woman, however you want to do it. And then if you want to be a financial advisor, because that's how you do it on the Instagram, you want to let everybody know you're a financial advisor, you got to pass the Series 65. So let's count them out. That's the SIE, the 6, 63, 26, 65. 5 exams by my count. Mm-hmm. Am I wrong?
No.
5 exams. You got to pass 5 exams. So you need to process a program that gets you past multiple exams so you can do that. And one of the things that we're going to do tonight is going to be the keywords. Keywords. It is the subtle, easiest, I think, one of the most easiest things you can do to start to break down exam questions, multiple choice exams. We are not looking necessarily for even securities content type stuff in these questions. We're making observations of words that are opposite of each other. We're looking for simple observations of stuff. I noticed that answer has an up in it. The second one has a down in it. That is an observation of 2 answers that are opposite of each other. I noticed that one answer has up And the other answer has up also. That is a similar. That is just a simple observation. We're going to make more simple observations like that. And we want you to participate and look through that stuff. That's what we're going to do. That's the game we're going to play. I think that's a very simple breakdown of what we do. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to put together a promo video for us as well. So I'm really been going over this stuff as well. But I really feel like sometimes Brandy and I do these studying brews. We've done 1,094, and we get, I don't want to say complacent, but we get forgetful that there's not a lot of you have been here for 1,094, nor should you be here for 1,094 episodes of this. You know, we should be the only ones, because we want you to get past it. You know what I mean? Unless you want to hang out and you want, which we do at time to time. We have students that are on here that have already used us. They've already gotten everything they need out of us. They've moved on. And that's awesome. That's what we're here for. That's what we want you to do. But more and more, we get people who are brand new, want to check us out. Or if you're on YouTube and you ran across us and our videos, Brandy's going to put out a TikTok video and you found us on TikTok and you see these ways that she breaks down these quiz questions and you're like, dang, that's fire. That's magic. I want to be able to be that wizard or sorceress. And I want to wave my wand and get an answer like that and not have to think. This is how you start that process. This is that wizarding world, right? This is your Hogwarts right here. If you're one of those Harry Potter nerds, this is what we get into, right? This is how we do it. All right. So before we get into it, I just want to say a quick shout out. Our daughter this weekend, we had a great weekend. Our daughter turned 15, ran a 5K, you know, because that's what she does on her birthday.
It's wake the whole house up at 5:30 in the morning.
She went down there and won the whole dang thing. Yeah. She was the first female out of 345 females, all ages, from her age group all the way to 40 something, no, 70. I think there was even somebody there from 70. So all the age groups, 345 women, she won and came in first. Yes. Because that's what we do on a Saturday, I guess. So shout out to my little girl. She not only turned 15, but went in with as a champ. So that was awesome.
Top 25
out of all.
Over 600 people.
600 participants. She was top 25. So not too bad. So there's 24 other boys that were ahead of her. Exactly. But who cares about them? I'm only focused on number one girl right there. Did it. Very proud. So that was awesome. But it's not about my little girl. It's not about all the past notices we had in the past couple of weeks. It's not even about everything I said in the beginning. It's about you and getting onto this program. And if you haven't joined up, if you haven't started yet, I don't know what you're doing. I know there's a few people on here that are joining us. They don't join us all the time, but have joined us before. And I know that I talked to them weeks ago and, they've been holding off for whatever reason. And, they've seen people in the office do their program. Maybe they'd have I don't know what they've been doing, but like 3 or 4 weeks now that we've had a lot of passers since we talked to them.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't we just do this thing? You already could have been done. 21-day plan.
Yeah.
Right? 21-day plan.
1 days.
Get started. Get through the process. Get through the content, like I said, on your time. Get in those special live exam sessions that I explained in the beginning. We have all that available. Plus, small group tutoring, one-on-one tutoring is also available. We've got the accountability if you need it. We also got the Kona community where you can post questions, screenshot it up. We got books for sale. Like I was saying, we have those keywords already there. They even have interactive videos. If you are a member, SIE 6, 63, 65, 26, all there. Contact me at 951-290-3077. Give me a call. Give me a text if you have a question, or let me know. I know there's a couple people I got to get back to tomorrow because we were in a bad area where we couldn't get any reception. I hate being in places where I have zero signal. Yeah. Anyways. All right. Scan the QR code, hit the link, and join in on the Kona. There's even a beautiful little video there that explains how this whole program works. So if you want like a little orientation, there's a video in that link tree that you can watch, and it'll show you how the Kona system works. All righty. What do we got tomorrow? We got the SIE, we got the 6, we got the Kona study hall, we got small group tutoring. We got the SIE, I think can't remember. What are we going over tomorrow, Brandy?
Offerings.
That's right. And I think the series 6 is on registration. And you might have gone through the offerings session, or maybe you're going through the registration session and you're like, you know what? I want to do a quiz, but I want to do a quiz with Brandy. I want to do a quiz while Brandy's on there. And if I have a question about this stuff I've seen, because I'm doing the the volleyball back and forth, right? I see this, I see that. I don't understand it. I want to be able to ask. That's what the study hall is available for our members. Do a quiz while she's on there. You do your thing, she does her thing. You have a question, you unmute yourself, you ask her, she goes, all right, let's talk about it. And then we work it out. And it's literally a built-in study session where you can do that with Brandy on there. And let's say you need a little bit more, right? You need a little bit more understanding. You need some teaching.
Yeah.
Small group tutoring right after that. She'll tutor you, but you got to be in there. You got to be in that group to get into that session and join in on that. So that's what we got going on tomorrow on the Tuesday. So if you have not joined up, join in. This is a new month, new you. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Yes.
For all the people who are not from Mexico, this is not Independence Day for Mexico. No, just want to point that out.
I'm not from Mexico.
One would say
no, it's not.
One would say this is just a day that in the United States we've decided that this is a day we can just add drinking out of our minds with Mexican imported beer,
tacos,
and say things in Spanish really poorly. No, but however we do it, it's a great day to celebrate. But I just like to point out sometimes that it's not Independence Day. I get that all the time. Someone go like, "Happy Independence Day."
It's the same as 4th of July.
I'm all one, sir. I am a Native American, but I appreciate it. But no, it is not Independence Day for Mexico either. No. That's September 16th.
There you go.
There you go. All right. Look at what you get for the price of free internet. Let's get into it. Let's do this session before people get turned off by the fact that I'm saying things they don't care about. They want to care about this. They want to get into the quiz. They want to do the Kona catchphrase. They want to learn something tonight. So let's do this. And if you happen to have your own brew on the Studying Brew, maybe that be Corona or coffee, let's get to it. All right. Studying Brew, Kona catchphrase. Brandy's going to put some questions up on the screen. I'm going to read it. I want you to participate, but I haven't studied, Andy. Perfect. Tonight's your night. Perfect. We aren't going to look for securities. Remember what I said earlier? It doesn't have to be securities content at all. There might be a question in there you might need to know a little bit, but we're going to look at stuff that we don't need, right? We're going to look for the opposites. We're going to look for the similars. We're going to make observations, things that stand out. Maybe that answer looks funky. Maybe that answer just doesn't make sense to me. It'll be weird, right? Put that in the chat. Say that answer looks weird. Or when we put the question up, say if you see anything that looks keyword. So for instance, in the answers we're looking at it, we see an up and a down, opposites. 95% of the time when you have opposite answers, it's going to be one of those. We reveal the question. You notice it in the question. It says we are going up, and you go, hey, up is in the question. The answer has up in it. That's probably the answer, right? It's going to be that simple. So just point out that stuff, put it in the chat, and then that way you can see how your observation skills are, and that'll help you get through that.
Yep.
Words that stand out, Brandy highlighted. All right, let's go. Did I explain it well enough?
Sure. Yep.
I feel like I need to write it out sometimes. Partnership agreement. C, subscription agreement. B, articles incorporation.
Of incorporation.
Of incorporation. A, certificate of limited partnership. Would limited be on there or no? Just partnership.
I think limited is important.
I know no one said it, but incorporation.
Yeah, I think so. Right.
So we have two partnerships, A and D.
Right. So here's a partnership.
And one is limited. And I'm guessing the other one is shared. Unlimited. No limits. No limits specified. I don't know. I would say A and D are related in some way.
Yeah. I would say so too.
As it relates to forming a limited partnership, do I read more? The most important document is the limited. Yes, Diana, you are participating. Look, everybody, it's not necessarily what you think is the answer that we want to hear from you in the chat. We want to know that you're actually observing the same thing. Observing. You're making the same observations. You're not missing out on the fact that limited partnership was in the question. There's a limited partnership answer. So put that in there if you can. It is the right answer.
I just went by the 2 people participating.
Thank you, 2 people. More than 2 people are on. If you're on the replay,
Yes,
there are two more than 2 people on. Just want to state that for all those at home not seeing the chat.
Yes.
There is more than 2. Might not be more than 2 awake, but there is more than 2. Like more than 25 retail investors within a 30 calendar day period. B, more than 25 current retail clients within a 30 calendar day period. C, more than 25 retail and institutional clients of a firm with any 30 calendar day period. D, more than 25 retail investors within any 60 calendar day period. Good grief. That's a lot. 30, 30, 30, 30, 60. That one's different. C is different, says that gentleman. Retail and institutionals.
I think that's it.
More than enough?
Yeah.
And we're not using securities knowledge to get this right.
No, we do not.
So no one freak out.
Need to use securities content in any of
AD most sim.
A and D are the most similar.
Yes. I would almost zero in on those 2 if I had no idea. Again, I don't know what the answers are. Retail communication is defined as any written or electronic communication that is distributed or made available to, well, I think it's going to be more than.
It's definitely going to be more than 25.
More than 25.
It's definitely more than 25.
I don't know why it would be current retail. So I would just X that out, right?
I mean, you guys aren't putting that in there.
Retail communication is what you should have been zeroed in on.
And then so not current, not an institutional.
Nope.
And then we got a 30, a 30, a 30, random 60.
I would have just gone between A and D, to be honest. And I would say it probably needs to be in writing within 30 days because 60 days is too long. That's all I would have said.
60 days is an insane amount of time to try to keep track of anything.
That's a lot of damage you can do within 60 days. 2 months.
And you're thinking about this, like if I have to count 25 or like if I have to count a certain amount of people, 60 is just too long to count that record. You know what I mean? It's too long. Most things are 30 days anyways, right?
So yeah, A and D, and then just getting the 30 and 60 just based on the fact how soon do you think that would be?
Right.
That's exactly. It.
30 is usually the time frame for most things.
Alrighty. A, record the details of the order and provide them to the registered representative when she returns. B, take the order and submit it for execution since it's unsolicited. C, take the order, submit it, and share it in the commissions. D, do nothing until the representative returns. So I'm assuming somebody's not home, not there. I'm all not home, not at work.
Right.
The rep has gone fishing. Now, what do we do when they're gone? So we got 2 take the orders.
Yes, thank you.
Just simply. And those both start off the same. And then the other one is execute, since it's unsolicited, and the other is share in the commissions.
Okay.
Like I'm going to do it, and I'll just cut you in. Right?
Guys, is that legit? We know the rep is gone. Somebody's just going to take some random order and handle it.
I would assume.
Probably should find out who.
I don't know. Is it a Pizza Hut? A registered representative left her office just before a client called to place an order. If the representative's non-registered assistant takes the call, what is the assistant able to do with the customer's order? We got some key words here. Non-registered.
Yeah, did anybody put that in the chat? I didn't see that.
No, they put registered representative, non-registered assistant, not a rep, not. So can I just say, what do they call it? Can't call it a secretary.
Assistant.
Assistant?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what I'm supposed to call it.
Yeah.
Oh, the assistant answers.
Right.
Brandy's away from the desk.
So, guys, have you ever called? Okay, you guys are all putting nothing.
Do nothing.
Have you ever called a place and the person wasn't there and the person just said call back?
Do you know
Or
what?
did they take a message?
So when we were children, and back in the 1900s, and this is what's crazy. Uh, I don't know if your household did this, but my mom would be like, because we'd have a landline.
Mm-hmm.
So when someone called the house, they would tell you, uh, you answer the phone,
Mm-hmm.
you say, you ask, who is this?
Mm-hmm.
And then they tell you, and then you write it down. And then you go, can I take a message? And then you take the message and you go, okay, bye.
I mean, every professional office I've ever called, if the person that I need to talk to is not there, they take a message. Like,
Or even if they had a machine, it's still the same thing.
I,
You just leave a message.
for those of you who say do nothing, I'm afraid of who you've called.
I know. So when you call an office, what do? Hang up on you? Oh, they're not here.
They're
Like,
not there. Sorry, they're not here right now. Click. But I just wanna
sorry, bye.
I just wanna guys, you have to sometimes think logically. Tonight is the night that it's not just technique, it's focusing in on the words.
Common sense.
Common sense, guys. Common sense.
Common sense. Don't overthink that.
Yeah. We all know that she couldn't,
She can't do anything. She's non-registered.
but she could take a
Do
message.
you know what she is trained in?
Taking
Or even-
messages.
Or they are.
Look,
They can get that post-it.
guys, all I'm gonna say is this. If we ever get to the point where we're hiring assistants and you call and they just hang up on you because we're not available, I will fire that person. I'm just saying.
She'd be like Donald Trump on the Apprentice show. You're fired.
You're fired. You're fired.
Never work in an office again. You're fired.
Dude, Diana just said she's gonna start 69 in the back. That's classic.
Star 69.
Okay.
Did you call? Yes.
You know when you never mind.
After the brew break. A, cash. B, mutual funds. C, stocks. D, bonds. Can I make an observation? Cash stands out.
Why?
Have that in my pocket. And it doesn't have to be securities, just cash. I can go to Tilly's and go buy a shirt. Probably won't fit, but I got a Tilly shirt.
It's also not plural.
Not plural.
And it's not two words.
And you know what else I know?
Yeah.
You don't have to be registered for any of that.
Not usually.
When you got cash in your pocket, did you have to register for those? Contributions to a 529 plan are generally made in the form of.
Guys, you have to slow down on this one. I mean, I'm not saying that
A is making generally made in the form of.
Yes, exactly. Contributions. It's not what is in the 529 plan. It's what you put into the 529 to buy what's inside the 529.
How do you contribute to anything, really?
I mean, I don't. Cash.
Why are you all stumped, bro?
Because it's
Why are you complicating it? You ever wonder why you get so many dang it's? Because you just missed one that was just an easy layup right there.
This one was late.
Cash.
Yeah.
You ever been denied anything because you have cash? Well, never mind. Read by the options investor read by the options investor before the options account is opened, given to the clients at or before their first options trade is executed. C, given to clients at or before their options account is opened. D, read by the options investor within 30 days of their account being opened. I guess it would be read by the options investor before the options account is open and read by the options investor within 30 days of their account being open.
Yeah.
Read by. So those two, similar. Those two, similar. D has a number.
Mm-mm-mm.
B is only executed.
Okay.
Do we have enough there?
All right. Let's look at the question. I feel like if you guys read the question,
Can we say the A and D are similar? No. Yes, can. Yes, we can.
well, I mean, we could say A and D, or we could say
Because it has both has something to do with
B
accounts being open.
or C,
Yes, yeah.
or we could say A. Oops. We could say A and C.
Well, if that's the case, C is the answer because they'll do it. But the characteristics and risks of standardized options disclosure document must be the characteristics and risks of the standardized options disclosure document must be. This sounds very complicated to the naked eye.
Somebody put in the chat. Must be.
Must be.
Now, look. I have to ask.
They probably A and D probably won't happen.
Okay. Exactly. Thank you, Eric, for
No one's gonna
admitting.
sit there and say, "Sit down, sir."
Look.
See this 180 page, very small type.
And how do you prove that?
Yeah.
How do you prove? Put a quiz at the end? Well, you got Kona
at the end.
You got Kona test taking techniques. You're gonna ace that. So that doesn't matter, right? So and then well, what if I watch them? Okay. Guys, I have ADD. I could stare at a piece of paper all day without reading it. See what I'm saying? We can't confirm that that's actually read. So that means it must be given to clients, right? And then we all know because of the test taking technique, it is C. I wanted you guys to see that because sometimes we're like, oh, well, it's required for it to be read. That you can't prove that. Can't prove it.
Yeah, most people are just gonna say, "Yeah, we read it, sure."
And what if they have
We got like 5 clients in one day. Ooh, that's a long day.
Should do the last one.
Let's go. D, when a professional acts as agent to both parties in a transaction. C, when a third party is inserted between a broker dealer and the best available market price. B, when an agent sells securities outside of his firm. A, when an agent buys and sells a security within the intent of driving up its price. But a lot of illegal stuff.
So Diana, you're close. Buys and sells. You're close. But what's more important about A? So an agent buys and sells.
Driving it up the price.
There you go. Focus in on the punch of the answer choice.
Is B on the edge of selling away? If we were doing securities.
Could be. Or it could be a private securities transaction.
So it could be legal or not.
Yeah. There's a certain firm that makes everything sound illegal.
Okay. When a third party is inserted between a broker dealer and the best available market price.
Oh wait, let's get that word in there.
When a professional acts as agent both parties in transaction.
Do you guys see what we just did there?
You're putting the verbs inserted, acts.
Interesting.
Driving up,
The
sells, verb. The actions.
Yeah. You ready?
Yes. Highlighting the actions.
Highlighting.
Which of the following best describes interpositioning? Interpositioning.
Look at the yellow highlights.
I would say inserted sounds like interpositioning. Even if I don't know English and it's not my first language, can you see at least that inter and insert are kind of similar. I don't know why. I don't know the word. I don't know why it's even close. I don't even know why they're cousins.
I don't know either, but it definitely is not an agent. It's definitely an agent to both parties. It's not outside your firm and it's not driving up the price, but it's that inter.
Someone getting in the middle of there,
There.
putting themselves in the middle. Putting that, it's like if you're having an A and C conversation and there's B. You know what I mean? Interpositioned. All right, everybody. Well, that's it. That's the Studying Brew. That is it. Get yourself a quiz. Focus on those kinds of words. Don't overcomplicate. And guess what? If you get it wrong, say what Brandy said.
Cares.
Who cares?
Oh no. Learning opportunity.
Okay. That was weird. But
it's true though.
Yeah, it is. It's true. But who cares if you get it wrong? You're learning a new skill set. You're learning to add on to it. And if you get stuff right with content anyway, or you know the answer, bueno, as they say in Cinco de Mayo Day, right? I don't know why I said that, but go ahead. It's bueno, right? It's good. Great. Fantastic. You did it. But if you can add this on top of it on the questions that you have no clue, you're not understanding it, you're going to guess anyway. And you can get it right because you did this, because you were on a Monday night and you noticed the key words and you got the techniques down and you got the one or two you needed to get a pass notice. Guess what? That's the edge. That's the win. That's what you wanted. That's why you showed up. That's why you're here on a 10 o'clock on the Pacific Standard Time. That's why you're watching this on YouTube. Please subscribe and let people know. And that's what's going to help you get this thing done because you need to get a pass notice. Tomorrow, we're going to have more of this. Test taking techniques Tuesday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Members, beat them there tomorrow. Brandy's going to even show more connections. She's going to show you how to get that connection from content to quiz. So that way we can get it right. SIE 6, going to do the study hall, small group tutoring. You know how it goes. All right, everybody. Stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. Keep the positive mental attitude. PMA, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you all so much for being on. We super, super appreciate you guys. See beyond the content, look at the words provided, make a match. Let's go. See you guys tomorrow.